Doink. Hey, everybody, what's going on? All right, so it's Friday night. We made it, and I'm running a little late, 10 after. My bad. Um, oh, and look at me. I didn't even turn the thing down on the other side. All right, there you go. Not much of a, what do you call it tonight? A delay. That was like kind of quick.
Cool.
Awesome. So
Awesome.
far, obviously, we have the regular crew here so far. Well, part of the regular crew, right? We got Stumper and Groove in with us. Forgive me while I eat. Because I just came
All
home.
good. And to everybody out there in the chat, it's good to see all y'all. And if you want to say anything to me particularly, you got to make mention of it to Mikey or Groove, because with the phone, I have no external. So
Oh yeah, I meant to say that. Thank you, Stumper.
howdy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I meant to do that last weekend, the week before, and I totally forgot.
It's cool.
Totally forgot you don't have an outside chat. The other thing is that somebody had. I wish I could. Can I go back now? If I go back, it'll take me too long. Somebody PM'd me the other day on YouTube, and they were asking about Mr. Tolley. Yeah, Mr. Tolley's doing great. He's working. He's changed jobs a little while back. So his hours are different, and he's super busy right now. He's still doing videos and all that, but he gets up like most drivers do, super early. So I have my days of doing that. Today I got to sleep in. I got to sleep till 6:30 this morning.
You're lucky dog.
Yeah. Monday morning, bright and early, I'll be up at 3:15, 3:20 again. So
Right.
that's AM, by the way. Stump does it, and other people that don't drive get up super early too. Anyways, my point is that he's super busy, and he let me know last week that as soon as things level up a little bit, he'll be back. So
Good to hear.
yeah. All right, so let me do a little rundown here, and we'll go from there. Let's see. Oh, it's all the way to the top. Groove was first. DSW Outdoors. How you doing? DS. One of these days, you're going to have to make an appearance on the panel,
Definitely.
Right on.
And if I got to find Mr. There's two other people. Every once in a while, it all depends how busy he is or how late he has to work, but Gear.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I'd like to get Double K on here, too.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Well,
Hell.
But we'll work on that. All right, so DSW Outdoors. Stevie B, how are you, bro? Good to see you. Ronnie Brown, what's going on?
Cool.
The ever beautiful Bird Dog, 1227.
Yeah,
How you
that's
doing, sweetheart?
That is a sweet little lady right there.
Thank you for coming in. SKS Hugo, good evening. How are you? Mr. G Mangoes. How you doing, brother?
G.
Yeah.
Did I say SKS? Yes, I did. And G did say hi to you. So G, you understand that he can't hear you. So, he can't type back to you. So,
Right.
anything you say to him, I obviously will, or Groovy, one of us will.
Right.
Let him know. G Chapel, what's going on? Good to see you, bro. And thanks, Ronnie. Appreciate that. G, what are you doing? Are you going to chat? What are you doing, bro? Driver, I'm embarrassed. Hey, I'll put myself out there. I'll put I don't care. Well, I do care that I'm an idiot, but I don't care that I'll put myself out there. Driver, you're not going to believe this. Actually, you might. By the way, your fucking jokes in the email are making me piss when I'm laughing. So you gotta let me know when I'm supposed to not like read them in front of people.
Yeah, no shit.
That's fucking funny. Driver, I'm doing it as we speak. And it's going to be in Facebook. You have my apologies, Driver, because I had a brain fart. Oh, when you come on here, we'll talk about that. All right. Driver, I just sent it via Facebook. I want to apologize to you, Driver, because I'm straight up, bro. I forgot. So I do apologize, but I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, I sent it and you never got it. All right, bro, no problem. All right, G, no problem. Oily's Humble Home, a.k.a. Doily Plepper. Yeah, get a shirt, because Stump, Bird Dog says hello.
Hey, darling.
A couple other people says hello, too.
Hello to everybody.
I'm just who did I miss saying hi to you? Fucker. G-Trapper says hi to everybody. I'll find it. I'll go back. So I'm sorry. I apologize.
Quit apologizing. Life's too short to go through it apologizing for everything.
Right.
Gee, you want to come on?
That'd be fucking cool.
Just hit me up.
Does that mean hit him up with an invite?
I think so.
Well, how you been,
Hello.
Suzette? Great to see you.
If you try to hit Brother G with a 2x4, he might take it from you and hit you back with it. Nah, that's a laid back cat right there. It takes a lot of pushing to make him snap.
What the hell's going on with that? Hang on, G. I got to find out why. Oh, I have to space it. And you got the one. That's why. So I got some invites out there, right? You know, as usual. But you know what? It's always tough on a Friday night. We were sort of kind of talking about stuff, you know, like family stuff, and you know, family comes first. So, you know, we have to do what we have to do. You know,
Definitely.
it's like the Quagmire can end tomorrow. Hey, I'm on at 35. How you doing? 135, right? Sorry, my bad. I'm on. Says hello to everybody. STL Tony, how are you? How are you? What do you mean lie, pants on fire? What am I lying about, bro? Me?
Welcome to it, Brother G.
Gee, what's going on? What was I saying that I'm lying about? Anywho, what was I saying just a minute ago before I said hello to STL Tony and I'm on at 135?
Talking about family stuff and the Quagmire could
so
end.
like the Quagmire can end tomorrow morning. Yeah, I'll go on Google Plus and I'll send out a whole thing saying thank you to everybody, and I'll probably do a video and saying thank you and all that. But shit happens. You know, shit happens. We all have families. G's got a family. You got a family. I got a family. Bruce got a family. We got kids. G's got young kids. I got young kids. You got young kids. Oh, you got older kids, right, Stumper? And Bruce got young kids. So what happens? All right.
Yep.
All right, STL. Groovy's lying. Okay. That's no doubt. I mean, you know how Groovy is.
I'm lying. What?
That's what I was wondering. A man don't talk enough to tell a lie. At least not
Exactly.
on the chat.
Exactly.
Gee, what's going on? If I see another Maryland license plate, I'm going to start laughing my ass off.
What's going on, everybody? Brother Stump, Brother Groove,
Hey, what's
I
going
must
on,
have
buddy?
seen
Mikey.
I must have seen.
Everybody.
Gee, I must have seen about friggin' 5 or 6 friggin' Maryland plates today.
I'm telling you, I'm seeing a lot of these Boston fans tonight in D.C.
Oh yeah, because of the game. Yeah.
Fucking massive Shih Tzu over here.
Yep. Gig writing. How the hell are you? HRM. Good to see you. How you been? Gid. Do you have any time tonight, Gid? Just throwing it out there. Anyways, so what's everybody been up to? How was your weeks?
Here you
We're
go,
all-
Mikey D.
We're all winding down. What's that, bro?
Maryland flag for you. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
There you go. Cheers.
Salute.
Right on.
How you been, Mikey D? What's up, Brother Stump? What's up?
Just trying to stay out of trouble.
What's happening?
yeah.
You know, sometimes it's easy to do and sometimes it ain't.
Same
People
old
said this is
guy.
where the party's at.
Hey, I'm doing all right, HRM. I'm doing all right. I might have some things in the works, and I might be changing. Jobs. We'll see what happens.
Changing jobs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's news
Yeah.
to me.
yeah. I gotta right up like 0.2 of a mile from my house. Like literally, like I'm not even like off by 1/10. Like seriously, right there. There's a guy that does ductwork, heating company, and all that. He cleans it. He sets it all up. You know, he installs ductwork and all that. They're looking for help. So I might leave the driving, and go and do some more construction like I used to. So
No,
Yeah. I didn't know you done the heating and cooling ductwork, man.
I didn't. either.
just the ductwork. I mean, I didn't install it. I actually used to make it for the heating company I worked for. I worked in their warehouse, and they taught me how to use all the machines. I make it. We made all their plenums, all their deep starters. We made all their shit for them.
Oh yeah.
And the kid that he worked over there alone, and he would get backed up, and he'd come over and ask me for help. And I'm like, I never used one of these. I haven't used one of these machines since I was like in the 8th grade. You know, I said, so you're gonna have to. He says, it'll come back to you, and sure as shit, you know, the CNC did all the cutouts. You know, we pull it all off, and then he showed me how to, you know, line everything up. And then, you know, we go over and I'd bend them just like at school. You know, you put it on the brake and line it up with the pin, and boom, use the brake, and then tap it all together, and yada yada yada. And that was for you, Dish. Yada yada yada. So we'll see what happens.
You bring
and
that
then-
up.
You try to put a piece of 4x8. So for those that've seen you know your ductwork, if you have ductwork, if you look at your ductwork, it's kind of a piece that's like folded over. There's a name for it, and I totally forget because I haven't been in it in years. We take a 4x8 sheet, and he says, Mike, hold it up like this. I'm like, okay, now what? He goes, let it and put it in the machine and then follow it. And I was like, wow. And then you got to flip it around at the same time and go through the other way. And it was a lot of fun. Go ahead, Stumper.
I was gonna say there's this old boy I used to work with out there at the city when I was on the public works thing.
Yeah.
He was a supervisor, and he used to do duct work, and he was talking about the guy he learned or studied under, you know, when he was younger doing it. Everybody called the old boy, oh heck, what was it? Shears or scissors or something like that.
Yep.
Because if you run up on something where you needed like a 2-inch offset or an oddball part,
Yep.
instead of shutting down and going back to the warehouse, this cat would drag a piece of sheet metal off the back of the truck, lay a tape measure on it and his knife, and next thing you know, poof, he done made whatever it was, and old Bill said it fit perfect every damn time.
Hey, Skipping Jones. Yeah, it's cool when you can do that.
Yep. And Brother Steve just sent me a text and it's showed up across the top of the screen. That since you can't read the external, howdy. So, hey, Brother Steve, get your ass in here where you belong.
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's going on, driver? Hey,
There he
Skippy. Sorry, I can't. It's freaking choking here tonight. Skippy John Jones, welcome to the Quagmire.
Oh no, Mike, I got
All right,
What's up, driver?
How much?
driver. I apologize, sir.
For what?
Literally forgetting to send you an invite.
Oh.
I'm on at 135. I don't have a pension at my place that I'm at now. I put in money into a 401k that they don't match. They don't put in $1. They don't put in 50 cents. They don't put in shit. I don't play with it. I don't know how to play with it. To be honest with you, go wake her up. To be honest with you, I'm on it. I don't have the time of day. I really don't. I know that sounds harsh and terrible, right? I don't have the time of day to play with it and put it in this, put it in that, put it in this, put it in that. Double K, how are you? Double K, if you weren't here earlier, I said I would love to have you on the panel one of these days. And I don't see why tonight can't be it. As long as you want to, you just let me know when you want to come, and you're in. So the next job, I don't know. I don't know if the next job has one or not. I have to make the phone call. My wife gave me all the shit, and I got to make that phone call over the weekend. So, because those guys work the weekend. Well, not Sundays, but.
you know what they say, Mikey D, happy wife, happy life.
Right on.
Amen to that.
I mean, if I don't have to, I don't have to tell you, right? How many times we've had a chat on a Saturday? Where were you? You know what I mean? You got to work.
Oh, yeah.
You got to work. You got to do what you got to do, right?
Well, once they start bitching, boy, it's game over.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Last night I had to quit in overtime, boy.
Excuse me. What is Tully's? Does he have a website or what's it? I couldn't find him on
I know.
Facebook.
I got your message on Facebook, and I just got it only because I was sending you one for the link. Is he on Facebook? I don't think Tully's on Facebook.
I don't think he is, but
I'll tell you in a minute.
I'll
tell you in a minute.
You
If
have a
he is.
You have a website then?
I don't think he set that.
Facebook.
I don't think he set that up yet. He hasn't set up.
I thought he had like a Etsy store or something like that set up already.
Yeah, but I
his
think
holsters and wallets.
That's why I want to be able to go look.
Did he set that up yet?
I think he has, but I'm not 100% sure. But I can tell you this: the man's work is flipping outstanding.
And that's ESTYS, Etsy's.
Driver, I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm too inebriated to spell.
Yeah. ETSY.
ETSY.
Yeah.
Oh, so somebody else knows what it is? Good. No, I don't feel so bad. Yeah, I want to know whether you wanted to come on the panel tonight. Hey, Zach Hawkins, how the hell are you? Good to see you. Oh, that's cool, Double K. Anytime you just say it, Double K. Double K, you got my number anyway, right? So just text me or what do you call it? Me. YouTube message me or whatever you want to do. I didn't miss anybody, right? Good, because you guys know how bad. Because I feel rotten right now that I forgot to invite. There's beautiful. You are late. You weren't first tonight, Sandy.
Oh, that's
Sandy,
another amazing lady right there.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Yes,
Sandy. She's awesome, people.
Oh yeah. But she does need to go ahead and buy stock in Lowe's, like she was talking about. Yeah, at least she would get a dividend check out of that deal on occasion.
Well, yeah, because she's there a lot.
Right.
I mean, she's getting her own money. But oh, by the way, I'm on. I meant to say to you, thanks. No, I'm with you, and I know I have to look at all that stuff. The other thing I look into with jobs, I'm on it, is you have to like what you do, and like where you're doing it.
Yes.
And like the people that you're doing it with. I like what I do.
and 4.
I like what I do. I like about 3 or 4 people out of the 22 that I work with. You know what I mean? If I wish Philly was in there, he'll tell you straight up. He's obviously one of the ones I like, but I'm a firm believer. I to be honest with you, I'm totally honest with you. If my job right now offered me 75 grand a year, it isn't worth the headache. To be totally honest, because I'm going to have a headache. I'm going to have a heart attack.
I know the feeling.
Right, G? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. You gotta like who you work for as well, too. Who you work with.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I swapped jobs. I'm doing the same thing. I'm still running trucks up and down the road, but the outfit I'm with now, total night and day difference, man. I enjoy going to work again, you know?
You know what I might do, too, if this other job doesn't pan out? The wife is going full-time schooling in September. I might do the Uber thing.
Yeah, man.
Paz
My buddy makes
Gorilla.
$1,200 a week. My buddy works for Uber. He makes no less than $1,000 a week, Mike.
Yeah. And you can write everything off. You write it all off?
Oh yeah, he does.
All I have to do is put a couple hundred away for insurance. Because I don't think my wife's insurance will be good enough. It might not be, but
Yeah.
PG, how are you, my brother? Excuse me 1 second, guys. Did she get up?
It's all good.
Okay. Sorry, I had to make sure Mom was working overnight tonight. So
Yeah, like we said a minute ago, I think it was G said it. Happy life, happy life.
right on,
Yeah, man.
right on.
Yeah, I was making 80 grand, like for this cocksucker. I just didn't like him. We didn't get along, man. It was just too much hostility. And
Yep.
I said, dude, I can't work for you anymore.
Yeah.
See you. Money doesn't buy you happiness. Believe me.
Absolutely not.
You got that right.
I'd
Yeah,
rather
but
make fucking
it's
30 grand a
nicer to
year.
cry in a Mercedes Benz than what it is on a bicycle.
There you go. Yeah, that's true.
I'd be crying making that payment.
Right.
Yeah, no shit.
Stop me on that bicycle, fucking whistling and my ass
me?
off. Sure.
Come on.
You said
me,
if you're
driver?
rich, it'd be paid for.
Driver.
Yo,
Funny you say that. Funny you should say that because I went to a stop Thursday morning, way out in the western part of New Hampshire, right on the Vermont border. And I've been going there for 10 years. And I walked in, and I see the vet. I go, Kev, who's the vet? He goes, Mike, that's mine. I was, dude, I've been there how many? 10 years? I never knew you had a vet. I knew you had the bikes and all that, but I never knew you had the vet. He's, oh, yeah. He looked at me, he goes, typical. You know, as a vet, you don't notice a $75,000, $80,000 Benz sitting next beside it. And I went, yeah, I go, that shit don't interest me. And he just looked at me. I says, I could be happy in a pickup truck. I'm happy in a pickup truck. He goes, he goes, what do you got, redneck in you? I goes, I don't know what I got in me. I was just like a pickup truck. I said,
Yeah.
That's what makes me happy.
I'll tell you, I just can't go without a truck. Even back Volkswagen. My Volkswagen was a truck, you know.
Tell him I give you out shit on your Mercedes.
Good
You know.
right.
Right.
Fuck that Mercedes.
Yeah, you can't
You
hold
awake?
it now.
Yeah, so hopefully with any luck. The only problem with the Uber thing, Uber, did I say it right? Uber.
Uber.
The other night I pronounced it, I think Uber or Uber, and my daughter was laughing at me, and I had to ask my wife how to pronounce it. But I would have to get a new car. Well, a newer car than I have. That's 4 doors because mine's only 2 doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I remember right, when they were trying to get me to fill out applications for that and Lyft,
Yep.
it's non-smoking vehicles, and
Wow.
they got all kinds of.
You can
Black vehicles, they'll catch a fucking contact.
right. you can say it's a non-smoking vehicle.
And
There's
you go
a-
on a rating system.
Right.
Now, if somebody smells smoke, you'll get a bad rating, and that's what costs you your job.
Just roll them up a
Right.
joint, driver.
So-
Just roll them up
Well-
a joint. They'll be all right.
Hell yeah, big old fucking hog leg.
I would smoke a fatty fucking picking their asses up. Listen to Bob Marley.
That big old hunk of leg.
Thanks, PG.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Hate to say, but most of them that would be picking up would be snowflakes.
That's right.
Yeah.
But-
That and fucking yuppies.
you got to remember too, right?
Yeah.
There's a place up here. One of the guys. Funny you should say that, driver, because I'm sure they have it everywhere, but the only place around here I see it is at this gas station up right over the line in New Hampshire. And it's called. It's got different scents to it, but it's called smoke spray or smoke something. Whatever. It's just for cigarette smoke and cigar
Yeah,
smoke.
like OZM.
And let me tell you something. I know a Lyft driver, and he lets passengers smoke if they, obviously if they do. But he lets those that smoke, he lets them smoke. Okay. As soon as they get out, he sprays all that shit down, and then hits them with a shot of Febreze. He's ever complained to him once. This kid makes 14, 15, 1600 a week.
Damn.
He doesn't even do Saturdays.
Now those Uber drivers, they go through a lot of shit like you do. Like they
I
go
know.
through a lot of shit. You should watch some of those YouTube videos. Like a lot of people make drug deals. A lot of people fucking try to get free rides. Fucking put that race card on you. All kinds of shit.
Well, the other thing is when you're doing it, okay. Do I want to do it from my area, or do I want to do it from the suburbs? Okay,
I would have my Glock 21 with me too.
I would do it from the suburbs because where I am, I will get every Tom, Dick, and Harry like you just mentioned.
Oh yeah.
I'll get gangbang,
It's like me going
gangbangers.
to Baltimore City and doing the drive in DC.
Right.
Same thing. You down in Boston, shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not gonna work out of town because I don't want all that. You know what I mean?
Boston.
I just don't think I could put up with all the people's BS anymore. I mean, I did it for
Oh, I could do it.
15 years.
Because I can. I got no problem with people.
I think Mikey D would be good at it.
Yeah.
He's a people person.
I like talking to people. I can.
Right.
I do too, but the older I've gotten, more things irritate me pretty quick, especially the stupid people.
Amen. Amen. Amen on that.
Damn right.
You can only tolerate stupidity for so long.
And I tell you one
It's
thing,
good
when I
talk.
was chauffeuring,
What?
you don't want to talk about politics and religion. There's certain things you just don't want to even start.
Right.
You'll get them in there. Some of them won't. Well,
Unless you need my Greek ass, I'll open wide like a can of worms. I'll fucking defeat your ass right in there and kick your ass out. Tell me that you like Hillary, bitch. Get the fuck out of my car.
Damn right.
You don't smoke weed? Yeah, you got to get out. You don't smoke cigarettes? You got to get out. This is a
Jesus, you-
smoking section. Tell them,
Jesus.
driver, it's your car, your rules.
Gee,
That's
did you see
right.
what? Did you see what Ronnie just wrote?
Oh, no, I didn't see it. Sorry.
He says, remember when the Uber rolled out the app and the Hangouts a few years back?
Hell yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah, I remember.
I just want to be happy,
Right.
and I'm not getting any younger. I know I look young, but I ain't getting any younger.
I feel like if you're going to bust your ass for someone, you got to make sure they respect you and appreciate you, because you're going to break your back for them.
Right.
You got to make, because that was the problem with me, man. I was busting my back. And it's all about what have you done for me lately,
It's like this. One of my customers, not my customer, one of the customers, you know what I mean? One of the customers I go to.
Mhm.
He used to work for another company. Same thing. He was a sign guy. He's making $11 an hour. He asked the guy for $1 raise. And the guy said, like, no, I can't do it. He said, okay. Have yourself a good weekend. I'm out of here. He quit.
Good for him.
He had decent credit. Have a good night, kid. I'll text you later. He bought a printer, 30-inch printer. Okay. Bought a couple of ink cartridges and some vinyl. Started working out of his house. Actually, started working out of it was out of his house, but tore his living room apart and made it a little shop type thing. So delivering shit to the house.
Mhm.
Did that for about a year and a half. Okay. This guy now has about 10 employees.
Nice.
Pays them all very well.
Don't you have to get a hack license out there though?
$25.
Oh, that's it.
$25 to be a business in state of Massachusetts.
Oh, well, not okay. That's not the hack license. Though. I mean, that's
What do you mean a hack license? Who's inviting me to a chat? I'm sorry.
Well, maybe
Go
that's
ahead, driver.
Maybe that's just New York. I thought it was almost all of the Northeast up there. Hack license, you know, for like a cab, like a Surrey or even the horse and carriage people had to have hack license.
Well, oh, you mean for Uber? You mean, or for this guy I'm talking about?
All of them.
As far as I know, no.
Because they're still trying to fight both the Uber and Lyft here in the Dallas area. All the union cabbies and everything.
Oh, yeah, that's everywhere. The Boston and New York City, yeah, Springfield, Mass. They're all the same. They're mad, you know. But you know what? They shouldn't be mad because you have a right to work.
Some states have the right to work state. Some states don't.
Okay, so I mean, if you think you're losing fares to Uber, whatever, then your cab company needs salesmen, or your cab company needs something else, or better people to get more fares.
Yeah.
Your cab company needs a special.
Take them the direct route rather than running them around and running that fare.
Yeah, and you also have to start having a direct route to the airport, and maybe come down on your, like if I took a cab from my house 30 miles south to Logan Airport in Boston, okay, you're looking at $1.25.
Yeah, about the same here.
Okay, so my point is that come down to $70-$80. You know what? You know Uber charges you? Oh, 22, 23. Hey, you got to figure out what you need. It's like I told him. It's like I asked Phil. If Phil comes in, ask Phil, right? They're all, oh, well, we need this customer. We need this customer. We need this. We need that. I goes, I don't want to hear that bullshit. Hang on. What? I don't know. Oh, you lost my train of thought. So I say to him, I go, listen, because it said was, oh, you know, we can't be losing customers. We can't be doing this. We can't be doing that. I go, well, how come nobody's mending a broken fence? How come nobody's going back to people that don't use us in the last year, 6 months, 4 months, whatever, that we pissed off? How come nobody's doing any of that? So don't sit here and tell me that you. Thank you, driver. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Anywho, yeah, you can sign out. Hey, Mike, what's going on? Good to see you. How you
We
been?
just beat Boston 92-91.
What?
We
I
beat y'all. We just beat y'all 92-91. That's why I was muted. Sorry.
Oh, fifth and final game, right?
Yep, that was game 6. Now we're going to game 7 in Boston, which you guys will probably win.
Yep.
It's hard to beat them.
And then game 7's where?
No, game 7 is at Boston. It's tied up 3-3.
All right.
But I'm sure you'll take it. And it's tough to play there.
But yeah. So anyway, funny how you can't see it, Stump, but Hike with Mike's in the chat room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny that he should be here because I was actually going to ask you guys about hiking. Because I got to take Camera Girl. All right, G. I got to take Camera Girl and maybe my oldest daughter. It's not a huge. Let me see. I think it's only like 1,900 feet, 2,200 feet.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be going hiking.
That's cool.
I don't know why he's not here, Sandy. I might take his wrench away.
Oh God.
Come on, that was funny. Come on now. You're supposed to bust balls laughing with that one.
I'm laughing on the inside, brother. I promise you.
Oh shit! You didn't get a link yet.
So, Mike, you're saying that you're not inundated with my emails?
Oh no, I get them. I just laugh my balls off, and it's
Well,
like
inundated.
I'm reading them. I'd be
when I
reading
get
them.
through 'em, I'll send out dozens and dozens and dozens.
Oh, I don't give a shit about that. I read them. I read as many as I can.
Yeah.
I probably read about 5 or 6 of them, anyways.
I'm gonna be real honest with you, driver. I've learned my lesson. You know, I don't open them at work anymore because the company I'm with now. I mean, the folks are fairly religious. I mean, they're really good people. I'm not saying the jokes are poor quality, nothing like that, but yeah, I'll start down laughing my fucking nutsack off. And the boss man or his daughter, who's married to a preacher, like, oh, what's so funny? I'm like, I can't tell you this joke.
Right.
Like, well, why not? No. Or even worse, we were on this one trip we were on with, we call it the supply run. We got a place to run to over in Charleston. Grab it's normally like 6 of us to go. And we'll take the little trucks, the just regular 18s, right?
Yep.
Hey, coming back down the interstate, I'm running probably, I don't know, 90, 93 mile an hour. Maxed out like 103, 104,000. I mean, for us, it's a featherweight load, So just cruising. And this phone's got this thing on it where you get a text or email or whatever, and you talk to the phone, and it's got like this little chick's voice that'll read out emails or text messages and shit like that. You're just cruising down the road, and all of a sudden, here's one of these jokes that just kind of grabs parts of you and makes you laugh from a place you didn't even know you had that you could laugh from. Dude, I mean, even a light load for us like that, but at 90 plus mile an hour, when you tearing up so bad that you can't see, it ain't a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Been more than once I've had to pull over and the other guys on the radio, man, what's the matter? I couldn't even answer the CB. I was laughing so damn hard.
What's up, Gear?
Oh, HRM. Real quick, I'd like to say hello to Cat Stalker. Hi and welcome, because I don't think I've ever seen you here before, but welcome to the Quagmire. I hope you enjoy. I hope you have fun. I see that you know a few people. That's awesome.
Right on.
For those, again, if you don't know anybody that's here, say hi. If you guys do me a favor, everybody in the panel, if you if you all write, I don't care, just write hi like that. Well, you can't stump, but everybody else, if you just write hi, so the people out in the chats can see who you are and all that, and check out your channels and all that. And gig riding hasn't been here in a while. Always a pleasure. How you doing, brother?
Hey, Gear.
Gear, you're muted, my brother. There you are.
Can you hear me?
Yep, can now, man.
Yeah.
Y'all having a good?
I am now that you're here with the Batman mask on, bro.
Like 1 down, 4 up.
I love it.
Absolutely. Hike with Mike says, I hate emails. I delete them.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Ever since I started messing with the internet and emails, I don't think I've ever deleted an email.
Oh, I delete them after I read them.
Yeah,
But
I read them. If they're worthy of being passed, I pass.
right, exactly.
And like I said, you guys don't get all of them. I sort out different ones. Certain people get certain ones, and they go different ways. But then it's deleted.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it shows up on the phone, and I'll click it and read it, or if it's some bullshit that you can tell from the title, telemarketing type crap shit or whatever.
Right.
I just close the phone back out. I think the last time I actually looked, there's like a little counter up there somewhere.
Yep.
It was like 170 something thousand fucking emails.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm too lazy now to go back and delete them, so just fuck it. They'll go somewhere sooner or later.
So let me ask you a question. Bad idea to hike smoking like a fiend like I do, or because I look at it this way, I hunt and I do it, so why the fuck not? You know what I mean? At least I'll be on a trail, not walking through the woods.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, you know what I mean. I'll be in the woods, but I'll be on a trail, not walking off trail. As we know, there's a difference between off trail and
right. Well, my opinion on something like that, I'm not saying just with you, but anybody that smokes or up in age or got shitty knees or whatever.
I got those too.
Yeah. Don't hit that trail with this whole gung ho, I'm going to outmarch a Marine.
Right.
No. Take your time, do your pace, enjoy the scenery, and make sure you got water and such with you, or Mountain Dew, whatever you're going to take. But water be better than Mountain Dew. Yeah.
I'm going to have waters and make them. I'll make lunches for the kids. I'll have peanut butter or whatever for the protein.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just don't go into it, with this mindset that you're going to conquer. I mean, don't even go in it thinking you're going to cover 10, 12 miles in one day. No.
Right.
Stump's camera girl says good night.
Good night, young lady.
Good night, camera girl.
Driver said good night too.
Good night.
And Groovy. No, I know. And it's like, but I said to myself, if I can do it with, what's my shotgun weigh? I don't know, 8 pounds, 7 pounds, right? All my winter gear. Yeah, all my winter gear, my boots, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I can do it in rubber boots, because how rubber boots are not the same as hiking boots or sneakers for that matter.
Right.
And all the clothes I'm wearing because it's cold. I figure in my backpack when I take it.
I wasn't gonna go there.
That's all right. No, but you know what I'm saying? I just
Well, I mean, I know it's only gonna be like a little day hike or whatever. But pretty much, what are you planning on taking?
Right.
Oh, Hike with Mike Stump is saying he'll be out on the trail at 6 a.m. He loves hiking, especially swamp hiking, but they have a serious drought in Florida. That sucks that they have serious drought in Florida. That means you
Yeah,
can see more
this
gators, all right?
Yeah, if the water's down, they're gonna have a reduced hunting area, so they're gonna be up on land a little bit.
Stump, I almost drank the ashtray again.
But come on now, you got to keep them situated.
I know. Anyway, I'm gonna give it a whirl.
Yeah.
But I only
If you're doing,
catfish stock outdoors says I only hike when my ride breaks down. That's awesome, catfish.
me personally, if the company truck breaks down, there's not a lot of hiking involved. I do have a small bag that goes with me. Yeah,
Yep.
There's a small tarp in there. I think there's a little.
The necessities.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a little boo-boo kit, freaking a roll of electrical tape and 2 or 3 bandanas, bottle of water. And just something to hold me while I'm sitting there on the side of the road waiting on a damn tow truck for a couple hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the thing, too, driver. You'll get a good laugh out of this. One of our guys, his truck broke down. He blew one of the universals on one of the dry shafts. Well, the boss calls a wrecker up. Big truck hooker, right? The guy shows up. Don't even slow down. He sees our truck and keeps rolling. Calls back to the office and says, I don't know what the hell y'all thinking, but I can't pull that.
Good night, Oily.
Night, hon. And
Tell that little girl, tell Chelsea I said
Oily.
hello, please. Steve, are you coming in here or not? Gia, did you see what somebody who wrote it? I don't know if you still have the other one up.
Stump, I've been down a few times. Well, when I was doing the transporter bit.
yeah.
Some places wouldn't have the winches, and you'd have to call a big wrecker or whatever to strap on so you could get it down, from being stacked.
Yep.
And I've had them send out a cotton picking pickup truck with a winch.
Right.
Come on, folks.
Right. At a
I told
bare
you
minimum.
who I was and what I had.
Yep.
And you're gonna let.
But,
Yeah, right.
But driver, here's the thing. This guy that refused to hook to that truck of ours, he said he didn't have enough wrecker for it. He showed up in a 250-ton rotator.
It was a rotator, and he was scared.
Yeah.
Those rotators are some monsters now.
Mm-hmm. But when he seen the trailer had 32 axles up under it, he said, "Nope."
Real quick, Gia, 2 things I want to ask you, Gia. Is the water receded yet? Is Gia still with us?
He's flickering back and forth.
Yeah, I see him.
Gia, can you hear us, bud?
I see his eyes going back and forth.
I don't think his audio is working.
Yeah, he just answered you. He said, "Yeah."
Well, there he is. How's did the water recede yet? Good.
Since which time?
Right. Well, when you put it on
Yeah.
Instagram, what was that? Wednesday? Tuesday?
I believe so, Wednesday or Thursday, but
Yeah. I'm actually getting better on it, Gia, because over the winter I'm usually only on Instagram at night when I come home before I come on the laptop, and I catch up on everything, and that's how I didn't know that the Fat Man was on his way to New Hampshire, because I wasn't looking. So I try to make it a point now to do that, because there's guys like the guy that just came in, working class woodsman, that they fool you and stuff, But
yeah, they fool you by putting all the evidence right there in front of you.
What's going on, Mr. Working Class, wasn't it? You got no audio, bro.
Nah, something ain't right.
You listen to
I
this,
bet
buddy.
he's texting me. Oh, 2 messages. I missed. 2 messages from Groovy. Groovy, you sent me a message on.
Not that I know of.
Oh no, it says ongoing call. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, Gary. I'm glad to hear that the water. Ed, you want to try it again? Turn your mic switch on, WCW. Yeah, I know. I'm with you there, Catfish. How's that?
I heard
You with, Ed, you with us? Ed, are your headphones like mine? Okay. Is that red light in your hand flashing or solid? If it's solid, you should be on. If it's flashing, press it. Okay, you know. All right.
He might have to reload too.
No, he doesn't have to reload. I got the same exact pair.
Oh.
Did you use that? You want to try to reload? Because if you go to settings, and as soon as you hit the settings, Ed, it'll tell you what you have
Right.
for your mic and everything, and you just set it up. It'll say Logitech right on it, and switch over to Logitech on your microphone and on your headset, and you should be fine. Settings in the internal, Ed.
It's solid.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it now that he wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now that I looked at it, I should say. Yes, dear. Good night, sweetheart. Give me one. Come on. Okay, then go to bed.
Camera shy.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, she's camera girl's camera shy. Go figure.
Well, she's not used to being on the glass end of the camera, brother.
Right? Stevie, we all showered. So, just letting you know, we're here and you ain't. Yeah, I wish I knew how you did all that shit, bro.
Yeah. He's all caged in.
Right.
Can you hear me now, Mike?
Yep.
There he is. Yeah. Now
Was that what it was?
No, I just reloaded, went out, came back in, and everything's fine. I didn't adjust to touch. I don't know. I must have screwed up coming in somehow.
That's all right. No biggie. What's going on? Anything good?
Yeah. Been out. Been a lot going on. Going hunting, shooting tomorrow, and
Did you find the big turkey yet or no?
no, I've been playing with a big one, and I've passed on a few, but I got one that's got to be at least 24 pounds.
There you go.
Biggest one I've
Nice.
seen in a long time. But I can't get him within range. I've got a few smaller ones to come in. I say small, I mean probably a 20 pounder, 22 pounder, but there's one he's so big he's got a white head.
So why don't you just put a
Wow.
slug in there and just call it a day?
I could shoot him with my 308, you know.
There you go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just do
That's why
that.
it's called hunting, not shooting. you know.
I know. Hey, I got a question for you. You know this answer. How high is Mount Major?
Mount Major?
Yeah, is it 19?
I think it's under 2,000. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Hold on, I'll check for a second.
I'm gonna take camera girl and possibly my oldest daughter too, and go up And I don't know how long you've been here. V-Borg, how the hell you doing? Good to see you, brother.
No doubt.
I know Gear was in jail. I want to know how Gear all does all this stuff because
Oh.
it's just freaking funny.
Yeah,
Seven- Mike, it's 1,785 feet.
There you go. So just about 1,800. Cool. The other thing was I got to catch up on some. Who we just lose? Stump. We just lost Stump. Hit the wrong button. The other thing I want to do is I got to catch up on some videos, and I was gonna, my wife was gonna do a garden. Like she had a tiny, tiny garden out here. And when I mean tiny, I mean 8x8, tiny, and but we don't know whether we're going to be here for the whole summer or not. So
Yeah.
she's like, no, I'm not going to bother. Which pisses me off because then I can't shoot the groundhog with my Pelican out the window. Hey, speaking of groundhogs and all that, you know what happened last night? I'm out there having a butt, right? And I see the rabbits all the time, right? So this cow kills it, hits right in the head, bump, kick twice, dead, right? So I'm out there having a butt. I'm like, oh, should I go pick this fucker up? But I don't know if the body got hit. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll leave it. Half hour later, I went to have a butt. Thing is gone.
Yeah.
It's got to be the fox that lives behind my house.
Yeah.
It's got to be because that thing was dead. I mean, I saw the tire hit his head. It wasn't like he got up and left.
Stump says
Just
he
lost
lost
power.
power.
Yeah. All right, Stumper. We're here when it comes back on. Sorry to hear that, brother.
Dang.
It sucks. Yeah, I gotta go. I was gonna go up. I was gonna see what you were doing tomorrow. I was gonna call you last night. However, my wife informed me that I'm going to her cousin's husband died, so they're doing everything all in one day,
Oh, yeah.
and they're doing it tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. And that's like 45 miles from here south. So that ruins that whole day.
Yeah.
For me to do anything, even if we're just gonna, if you said come up and shoot, by the time I get there, it'd be fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're going over to the Pemmy shooting, but whatever. I mean, one of these weekends you'll get up here.
My shit luck, I'll get up there, the black flies will be out, and we'll be fucking shooting black flies.
Oh, they're out now, bud.
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah, I get eaten alive today.
I hate them black flies.
Oh, I do too. Sucks.
Hate them. They are just nasty little friggin'. When I was a kid, they used to make me swell up like a balloon.
Some people are really allergic to them.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, when you do come up, Mike, I got some fiddleheads for you. Holy smokes.
Do you?
Yeah, I got like 15 pounds froze.
No, you don't.
Oh, I do.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Bunch of them.
Cool.
All blanched and froze and shrunk wrap and.
Yeah, I saw that on. I saw it shrunk wrap on Instagram today, and I saw chats comment. I started laughing my ass off.
Well, people think it's green bud.
I know. People don't understand that weed's more brown than green, right? When it's dried out like that.
Well, depends. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I've never really seen it. Just what
Right.
word on the, what they call it on the street and all that.
Yeah, it's it's what I hear anyway. I hear it's brown. I don't know. Holy shit! The friggin' Guys, I'm not ignoring you. If you're trying to get a hold of me, I am sorry. I'm trying to keep up with the comments, and they fly by sometimes, and I can't really. Hey, did you see the new knife I got?
But no, not if you're talking to me.
I am talking to you, but what the hell did I do with it? Steve, I lost it already.
Oh, you didn't lose another knife, Mike.
Yep, I did.
Oh man.
No, I got a. Stevie sent me a Gonzo.
Oh yeah, those are pretty slick, huh?
Dude, that's a freaking. I love it.
Well, nice blade. I mean, for the money, man.
Yeah.
Cannot beat that. Can't beat that.
No, you
blade.
can't.
No.
And then sharp as a fucking tack, too.
I bought a couple of Victorinox in the last feud. I don't know why I've been on a mission to buy freaking Swiss Army knives. I don't know why, but I bought a couple more.
My buddies just bought a Victorinox. Say that word again?
Victorinox.
Thank you. He was just showing me. I love it. That looks cool.
Which one did he get?
I don't know, but I'll tell you one thing. Everything folded up. It's gotta be 5 inches, 6, whatever, like that. But it's thick as shit, though. It's gotta be like that. It's got everything on it.
Is it the Swiss
Have a
Champ?
good one.
I don't know, pal. I didn't actually, to be honest with you, I didn't ask what the model was, but
Not
I don't
stunk.
know.
I think gear's taken off. I think.
Gear, you taking out?
No, just telling Stump to have a good one.
Or
Be safe out there.
Stump, make it a night and just go light a candle and you know what I mean?
Right.
Go take care of business.
I picked up the Huntsman, the Tinker Deluxe, and the Pioneer.
Really?
Yep.
I saw the other one. What was it?
What is it? Knife Tex that has I think every Victorinox that's been made.
Everyone in every color. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a shitload. I think he's the one that kind of put me in the mood. I don't know why. I was down and I saw a bunch of them, and they're pretty slick. I've always liked them, but
Mhm.
I know some of the people on Instagram, they got I don't know, hundreds. Just crazy.
Yeah.
The original multi-tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad
it really
has. My dad has a small one, Victorinox, and and you know what he uses it for? To cut the ends off a cigar.
Yeah, there you go.
That's all he uses it for.
It's got a purpose.
I like the Deluxe Tinker because it has pliers and scissors, so
Yep.
I can use the pliers to squeeze my split shot when I'm fishing, and then I get the scissors to cut tags when I'm hunting, so I can cut my tags off.
There you go.
That's why I like it.
Yeah. There you go, Gear. Yeah.
Oh, Gear's got one. Gear, hang on. Let me lock on you there, Gear.
Right on.
Hang on, bud. I'm
Yeah.
a little slow at that. You know that.
Scissors, pliers, saw,
Oh yeah.
blade,
Victorinox
scaler,
Hercules.
How come it didn't work?
fish, or
Hang on a
hook
second.
remover, screwdrivers.
All right. It says I'm still presenting. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. Look at that thing. Now, which one is that, Gear?
Hercules.
The Hercules?
Yeah,
That's got
About-
all
about $60 on Amazon.
That's not a bad price, though.
No, that's pretty cheap.
I don't think that's a bad price at all.
No, not at all.
It
That's
doesn't have the toothpick on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, right there, in by the can opener
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, and the tweezers.
and the tweezers.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
That's
awesome.
that's that other series. I have one of those too. It's a bigger one. It's not that one. It's the next one down. It only has the pliers. Doesn't have the
Okay.
scissors on it. Yeah, see, it's got that, and it's a lock blade.
Yep.
Pretty slick.
And those blades are pretty sharp too.
Yeah, they are.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, it is.
This one come from Knife Tex whenever
Oh, really?
a year ago.
Yeah, Night Tex is a cool dude.
Yeah,
He really is.
he's a nice guy. I like him.
Yep. Hey, Frankie, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in, bro. No, he really is. I like Knife Techs. I said this last week. I don't know, not just last week, but I've said it before. But you don't even have to go looking for them. You're gonna find your bad people on YouTube, but
Yeah.
you don't. Unfortunately, right?
No.
However, thanks, Frankie. However, the good far outweighs the bad. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And there's a lot of cool people on here. You know.
Right on.
There's a lot of freaks on here too.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I think there's more good. I think there's more good than bad.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, for every 100 people, you got one asshole, but that's about the odds. I've only had 2 or 3, and I've just basically, I just ignore them.
Asshole in every crowd. And
Yep. I usually, whenever I do a hunting video or I do a trapping video, I get a lot of shit from, I think it's college kids or whatever, but they start in a little bit, but other than that, I really haven't had much trouble.
Damn tree huggers.
Well, the trapping videos, I mean, like my bear hunting video, I had a guy that pissed me off, but whatever. I mean, I just ban him,
Right.
What happened, if you don't mind me asking?
He wrote, he said, oh yeah, verbatim, this is what he said. He said, you have a lot of respect for the animal, and then you turn around and shoot him. He said, that's a perfect example of asshole mentality. And then he put, go fuck yourself. I didn't take it personal.
If I could fuck myself, I'd never leave my house.
Oh, I know.
No doubt.
I bought one of those Craftmatic adjustable beds.
Yeah. Make it comfortable. No, but
Remember what they say, Mike, if you got your hands, it doesn't fall back and there's no disease.
No, but G, I'll tell you something, right? So when I first married my wife, she was like, no guns in my house. I have guns in my house.
Jesus.
Okay. She also said, I don't want you hunting. I'm not eating that meat. I'm not cooking that meat. I don't want it in my fridge. Da 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 da. Now are you going turkey hunting? You're going to get me a turkey. Are you ever going to kill a deer again? All this, okay. But I know for a fact she'll never go hunting, and I would never push the issue. The difference is, and it's not just because she's my wife, because she's wicked opinionated, and if she don't like something, she's gonna fucking tell me. Okay.
You want to hear?
She may not agree. She may not agree with it, but she's not gonna do what that guy did.
No. You want to hear a funny? Yeah, I do. Well, again, it was.
She respects what we do. She understands what we do and why we do it.
Just doesn't want to participate. That's all.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
a
how
lot
mine
of people.
is.
A lot of people eat steak, but they would never slaughter a cow. It's the same thing.
Right.
Right.
I do get pissed off though when someone gives me a hard time about hunting and then runs out and buys veal at a restaurant. I have an issue with that.
Right. Because then you say to them, do you know where that veal came from? Yeah, the farm.
Yeah.
Exactly. How did they make that veal that tender? I don't know. You don't know? Oh, well, how about they keep it in like a fucking 6x6 pen and not let it move as much as they should?
Yeah.
Okay, so your meat doesn't get all tough and everything else. Oh no! Really? Go YouTube it.
Oh
Kept in the
yes.
dark.
So anyway, when I first met my wife, she'd never tasted well, first of all, she can't eat fish, so she's never had fish. But she'd never had any wild game at all, ever. And she was just like, no, you'll never this, that, and the other thing. Well, in the last 5 years, she's tried just about everything. What do you think her favorite meat to this day? Of all meats she's ever had, what do you think her favorite meat is?
Probably the
Squirrel.
bear.
The bear, black bear.
Yeah. No, that bear meat was good.
Yep. She loves it. She wants me to. I almost went to Canada this spring to shoot 2, and but she was all for it because she loves the meat so much. I just didn't want to spend the money.
Yeah, I must spend a lot of money.
Well, it's $2,200.
Yeah,
But
that's a lot of money.
I'm really not crazy about doing it that way anyway. You know, you go up there and it's I mean, it's Canada and it's just, they do things different up there. It's not like, shooting a wild boar over in Vermont, but it's still, it's not like they just turn you loose.
It's shooting a boar in Vermont's like shooting a fucking bird in the birdhouse out in Stoneham Zoo in Massachusetts.
Well, they smell like the barn when you freaking dressing them out.
Right. Yeah, that's not hunting to me either.
No, I'd never do that.
It's all about fair chase.
Yeah.
With me anyway.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying is I'd love to go up and hunt with those guys, but I just, I'd rather do it the way we do it,
Right.
But whatever. To each his own.
Yeah. I mean, moose does taste good. I haven't got one of them yet. I haven't been fortunate enough to win the lottery.
Well, they only gave out, I think, we're only giving out this year
54.
54.
And some of that. Yeah, Brian was on last week. He was telling me.
Did you see that? You saw my video of the moose, right?
Yep.
That I had.
Yep.
I sent that to New Hampshire Fish and Game. That moose had a really bad infection from winter tick.
Really?
Yeah, because every year they look for broadside pictures of moose. So I know that one of them. I know the moose biologist. She's actually my friend's ex-wife, and I sent her the video. I said, "Hey, if you want a good side view of a moose," and she said she really liked the video, but she said that had a really bad infection from the ticks.
I thought that was mud.
No, that was just missing hair.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I know. It's awful.
Terrible. And you know what? It's just in New Hampshire, I'm telling you. Because they're not having a problem in Maine. I mean, I'm sure they are, but not to the extent that they are. Not to the extent that they are in New Hampshire.
Not like we are. No.
I don't know what it is.
Do you put in Maine for a moose permit?
I absolutely do.
How much is it over there?
20. What for the thing? 25, I think.
To put in,
and then it's 500. It's 500 if you win.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever. I'd pay it.
Fuck yeah.
I'd pay $500 any day to shoot a friggin' moose. You shitting me?
Yeah, absolutely.
27 years I've never been picked.
Well, one of these days we'll get picked.
Ted Nugent got picked a couple of years ago.
Did he?
Yeah, he was up here. Wow, it was like eight years ago he was up here.
It'd be kind of hard for me to strap a moose onto my Hyundai Accent, I think.
Yeah, they quarter it just so you can carry it out there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to groove. Sometimes if you don't go with a guide, like if you go with a guide, you won't have to because they'll bring all their people in and everything else to get it out of there for you. But
Right.
let's say it was me, Ed, and one other guy hunting, and and we shot one, and it's you half mile in or something, and off the trail or whatever, and sometimes you have to quarter it, take the head off, and do all that to get it out.
Right.
You can still have it weighed. You can still go to the weight. You have to anyway. You have to go register it.
You gotta bring it. You gotta bring it intact. I mean, you gotta bring all the parts and pieces.
That's what I'm saying. You have to. You have to bring it all to the inspection station, weigh station. Whatever I call them, weigh stations.
Yeah, that's what they are.
But and then they'll weigh the head. They'll weigh it all. But yeah, sometimes you have to. I've seen people try to take them out with four-wheelers, and I'm laughing my ass off. They got two guys sitting on the front, and the front end still coming up like this.
Right.
While they're using a rear-wheel drive friggin' four-wheel and not a four-wheel drive four-wheel to begin with. But still, you're pulling anywhere from, if you're shooting a bull moose, Ed can tell me if I'm wrong, but you're shooting an animal anywhere from 600-700 pounds up to 1,500 pounds, 1,400 pounds, 1,300 pounds, whatever. I think the largest one in Maine ever caught was 1,300 or something. So
that's probably about right.
So I mean, that's fucking heavy.
Oh yeah, dead weight. Well, you've carried a 200-pound deer out. I mean, you've helped drag out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Hey, Bush, what's up, bud? Moose tag cost him $56. Yeah. Be quiet. Fucking Canadian moose. What's his name? Gets a moose every year. Fucking Sass Green 13th, man.
Yeah.
Good for him. I think it's great. But I suppose it's like people that have elk that don't have moose. They want to shoot elk.
I'd love to shoot an elk.
I'd like to call one in and shoot it.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Wouldn't that be awesome, Groove? I mean, to be able to do that and.
Yep.
Man, to hear a bugle just sent a chill down your.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's just awesome.
What was I watching? A kid shot an elk with an arrow. With an arrow? Yeah, I want to say he used an arrow. He got him right in the throat.
Well, didn't go far, did he?
Go far.
He probably went miles.
Mile. He didn't even go 2 inches. He went like this. His body went forward like he wanted to take a step.
Right.
Then he started doing this. And then he went right down.
Right.
And it was a kid. It wasn't an adult. It was a kid. And I'm like, he had to hit the jugular right off the fucking whammy.
Right.
But what a shot.
Neck, man. I mean, hell, they don't run.
Yeah, well, the only thing he ruined was neck meat. And only, this much of a neck meat. He didn't ruin anything else.
Right on.
When I saw one where a kid couldn't have been maybe 12 years old, but with a bow, but it was just a deer with a hell of a rack. And got him, I mean, facing right at the kid, and he got him just right there in the neck, went head go right into the heart, just straight shot. Because the deer, he just sort of looked up, didn't even get one full step, just
right down. Yep,
right down.
And those are the kind that you like because the animal didn't suffer, and
no tracking job.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you guys all hunt or have in the past. I know I'm not alone when I say that, you want it done cleanly, humanely, and quickly. I would probably feel like an absolute piece of shite if I shot a deer and the son bitch ran. Now I'm watching these idiots on. I haven't watched it in a while, but these idiots on the Outdoor Channel there, and most of them are the bow guys. Oh, I got him a little far back. Hit him in the ass.
It's amazing how they find those deer, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
They find the deer,
yeah.
But like one night the coyotes get at it. So I'm like, I go, here's the thing. Look, I'm not a marksman. I don't even play one on TV, okay? So I'm not knocking anybody for being a little back with a shot. However, Ed, come on. You're shooting at a right shoulder or, over the, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yep.
And you hit a deer in the ass. Pretty much in the ass.
Yeah.
All right. So now, obviously, the thing ain't dying right away, hitting him in the ass. So now it's suffering. And now the coyotes get at him.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Nature took its course with the coyote. Yeah, fine. But you know what I mean?
Well, a lot of times, what happens bow hunting is you get you call it string jump. As soon as that twack, the deer the deer moves. And what happens is, if you watch a lot of those videos, you can see when they let that thing go, it takes that second and a half, second or whatever it is, and that deer, that deer can move a foot. And what happens is, as soon as it hears the string, it jumps the string, is what they call it, and
Right.
just enough. So,
Well,
and if you don't anticipate that,
well, that's what I was going to ask. Why not? Why?
Because
All right,
you don't know it's
obviously I'm sitting, so why not aim here
because you don't know what's going to happen.
if it's a Broadway shot? You know what I mean? So
Well,
that
the
would-
But the other thing is, the deer can, go down and up to take. It all depends on how they take off. It's, it's generally that's how that happens.
I just think that it's odd that these guys are on TV. They're supposed to be the best of the best, and
It happens, man, to everybody.
no, I know that. I know it happened.
Well, it does. And the other thing, though, what they're not telling you is that it may have taken them 8 hours to find that, and when they're actually filming it, it could be the next day, and they probably found it with dogs.
Right.
And that's the stuff, we don't have that option. We don't have all, when they're shooting those videos, they got a lot of manpower and shit.
Right.
And a lot of times, they literally they'll film it the next day because they were all night tracking it down.
Well, I've never hunted any big game. I mean, the squirrels, the rabbits, the coons, and then waterfowl, turkey, things like that, but no big game.
Yeah, bow hunting, I always say, hell, past 20 yards, hold low, aim low.
Miss pheasants, big time. Used to love pheasants.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't bow hunted yet, but I just.
Well, it's a tough discipline because unfortunately, I'm very. Don't get me wrong. I'm very pro. I'm very pro hunting, and I'm certainly pro bow hunting. But the discipline when you're bow hunting is so.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Well, no, and the other thing is, a lot of people don't see 10 deer a year. A lot of people see a deer every other year. Nobody wants to talk about this, but let's face it, there's a lot of people that never see a deer. Okay.
Right.
And,
and it turned into a fishing story.
But, what happens is, when someone does, it's one thing with a rifle, but, when you take a shot with a bow, if people get it, they jump the gun, they this, they that. It happens to everybody, but the thing with a bow is it isn't, there's just a lot more things that can go wrong. Especially, like shooting out of a tree, your trajectory changes. A lot of people don't compensate for that. Yeah.
You're up 20 feet and you're not shooting on the pin. That might be 20 yards away from you. So you're using your middle pin or in between your middle pin and in your first pin, I should say. Right.
Yeah. And the only way
most guys set it up, 15, 30, 45. So am I right on that, right?
Well, 10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah.
Okay.
Always went 20.
But if you have 3 pins, like my bow only has 3 pins on it.
Right.
Yep. That's fine.
So, he's going thinking, all right, he's 20 yards out. So I'm going to go in between the 2 pins, And the problem with that is that, if you're shooting straight, but now you're 20 feet up in a tree stand.
Yeah, it changes everything.
Right.
See, the only way to figure
that is to practice
out of a tree stand. You're absolutely right. Which a lot of people don't do.
No.
Right.
Most people don't practice as much as they should. Period. I say most people, a lot of people. But the other thing is, a lot of people. How many guys do you know that put a 5-yard pin on there? You know how many deer have been missed at 5 yards with a bow and arrow? Because a lot of them. Because they don't practice at 5 yards,
Right. And it's shoot him in the ass. Bush's bow is 20, 40, 60. God bless you, Bo, Bush, because I'm gonna be honest with you. How big's this TV in front of me? 55. It's 60 yards. I feel all right hitting a 55-inch TV, but I don't feel good hitting a fucking deer. How's that sound?
Well, you can, I can hit, with my Matthews. I can hit a Pepsi can at 50 yards, but the problem is,
what's your velocity though after that?
Well, no, it would be a kill shot if the deer
Really?
did. Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You can get a. Can you? G Trapper says his bow's 20, 30, 40. Stevie, Stalker Steve, who's not in here with us, he said he killed most of his deer under 15.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Bird Dog says that she wouldn't go out any further than 40.
Yep.
I'm with you, Bird Dog, because that's just me. And now, again, working class Wisdom said he can hit it in 50, which I
But
know working class Wisdom, and I know he can do it.
but just because I can, don't mean I'm going to take.
That doesn't mean you're going to do it. Exactly. I'm the same way hunting with a shotgun. Or my muzzle loader. You shot my muzzle loader. I was with you.
Mhm.
You know that fucking thing can get out there a couple hundred yards. Does that mean Does that mean that, if I have an open, which I'd have to be in an airport somewhere, up in New Hampshire or Maine, to have that much, to have a couple hundred yards where I go hunting, right?
You ain't going to get that shot around here, no.
Exactly. Or on a farm, right? It's the only time I'm going to have that shot. But let's just say I'm on a farm and I got that shot. Doesn't mean I'm taking that fucking shot.
No, I mean, I think the farthest I've ever shot a deer was 100. Most of them are 20. Most of them are 20 to 30 yards.
I shot when the deer I shot, I might have been, I don't know, 25 yards, 20 yards away from it. Not even.
That's common.
And I got it through and through with the shotgun. My buddy's like, "You son of a bitch. I've shot plenty of deer with shotgun. I never had it through and through."
Well, when I shot my bear last year, it went right through completely, passed right through. I shot it in the neck, right under the butt, right through the top vertebrae. And when I went to pick it up, I pulled my hand up and I could feel a hole on the other side.
Yeah, you're right, Bird Dog. That's just how I am, my grandfather used to tell me, when I was, middle teenage years, 15, 14, 16, whatever. And he would tell me, listen, gave the do's and the don'ts.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I can't tell you how many times, kid, I see the deer, but you can't do nothing about it. You just say next time.
Bow hunting's tough. I mean, if you
well, he never bow hunted, but
yeah. Well, hunting's tough. Hunting stuff in general, yeah.
Right.
And he was a marksman. He took a 22. Okay. He took a 22. Now this is back in like 1950 something. So, he didn't have no fucking, you know what I mean? He had iron sights. Okay. And they embedded a nickel in a telephone pole. And they went back like 150 yards. Everybody's taking a chance shooting at it. And he says, "Can I have a chance now?" And he waited and he's looking up at the sky. And they're like, "What are you waiting for?" He says, "I'm waiting for the sun to hit the nickel." He waited for the sun to hit the nickel. He shot the nickel 150 yards, open sight with a 22.
Wow.
The guy was just. Now, here's a guy like Ed, right? You can shoot all those long shots you want, but he never would either. He would never do it. Which is good, I think. Hey, Henry Rollins. How are you? Thanks for coming in.
That's the Henry Rollins I'm thinking of.
I don't know. I'm trying to find out. I don't. I'm not familiar with.
The rock star.
Huh?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Who do you supply? The Henry Rollins band? Yeah.
Oh,
A little hardcore, but
no, Tree Rollins.
It's all right, man. Me.
yeah, it's the technology with a lot of the equipment, it's ever changing. I mean, like I was think about it. There's guys out there that are shooting a mile now. You know, it's not an uncommon thing
Right.
to hit a 2-foot square target at 1,750 yards. Now, they were doing that 20 years ago, but they were using 40x Remingtons and, you know, ultra. You know, that's a $2,500 rifle for starts. Now that they're doing it with Ruger Americans, those things, with a $450 rifle, they're shooting a mile with a 6.5 Creedmoor. So it's like the technology has changed so that you need less and less skill to hunt or to be a good marksman, I should say.
Yep.
You know, you'll always need the skill to hunt, but with the equipment that we have, I mean, like with crossbows, I mean, you know, at some point they're going to be, you know, a 60-yard shot with a compound bow isn't going to be such a big deal because of technology.
You know what I like to do, and I've already wrote the note to you right on your video, so you already saw this. The note I wrote. When you guys make those bows, I wish I lived up there, because I would love nothing better to have one of you stand with me and show me how to do all that shit. No, I'm being dead serious. I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
But I'd like to take that bow and go hunt with a longbow.
Yeah.
Brian does it.
I like to make an Osage bow myself. I mean,
What's that? What's that, Groove?
I like to make an Osage bow myself.
There you go.
Yeah.
We use ash and hornbeam because that's just what we have up here.
Right.
Right.
But actually, that's going to be ready for string next week. So I got to do some. I got a bunch of video I got to edit.
Right.
But that's coming right along. Plus, Chris started his today. He started his a couple days ago.
Oh, did he?
But yeah, we should be shooting that thing within a couple of weeks.
Now, how long do you let your staves set and cure?
Well, we're only because we're doing a video. It's going to sit about a month. It should set for at least 6 months. You can set those anywhere, Mike. We like to let them set for at least 6 months with ash. But see, as you know, ash dries out really, really fast.
Right.
But I mean, Brian, you know, a lot of times some of the wood he gets, I mean, it'll set for a year, depending. And then actually, he shoots it. He'll make a bow, and then he'll shoot it for a year and a half or 2 years before he even lets it go, because he wants to make sure it's right.
Right. Nothing wrong with that.
No, so I mean, if you got a custom bow from him, you'd be lucky to get it within 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, anytime he wants to get rid of one, let me know. I'll buy one from him.
Actually, the one that we're making is going to be for sale.
I'll buy it.
What are we talking about?
I don't dare to quote right now. I get it. It'll be affordable, but the one we're making though is only 35 pounds, so it's not going to be. It's not going to be good
for deer.
No, it'll be good for target practice and stuff. Yep. But you know,
small game or whatever. Yep.
Yeah, but you can't deer hunt with it. But if you're going to go out and shoot, you know, if you want to practice, that's the bow you want to practice with.
Absolutely.
Right.
I saw a kid when I first came to YouTube. I saw a kid make one out of PVC.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've seen that video.
Yep. He has several of them.
And he had that machine. No, forgive my ignorance. Okay, but it registered. There's a math equation, huh?
Chronograph.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, the arrow speed.
Yeah, it measured the arrow speed, which gave him the what the pounds were on the bow, and I think he said it was pretty close to 42 or 45 or some bullshit like that or whatever. That's amazing from PVC, and he used what do you call it? Paracord.
Yep. And if I remember, if it was the right one, he used two pieces, one inside the other.
Yeah. Well, what he did was he
I might be thinking of another video.
He took a piece of 3/4 inch PVC.
Yep.
Then he went down to the store and he bought Oh, here we go. Math lesson. Okay.
You bought one of those electric fence rods,
No, he bought
fiberglass rods.
he bought a wooden dowel. Just less than a 3/4 of an inch. He said he did sand a little bit, and then he measured it. He measured from both ends, right, to find center.
Yep.
Right, and then he sanded. So let's say the dowel, because the dowel was probably only, I don't know, I forget how long the dowel was, but let's just for argument's sake say it was this long.
Yep.
Okay. He sanded that, and that was his center. Okay. And that, so that's obviously where he's holding it. All right. And he used a heat gun. Well, the first one he didn't use the heat gun. The second one he used the heat gun, and he flattened out both ends.
Yep.
Came out pisser. It really did. He used the Sawzall to do the knock to do for the paracord, right at the end, at both ends actually. But it was just something to see him doing it, and it was moving.
I've seen a few guys do the PVC bows, and one guy took a piece of PVC pipe inside another piece of PVC pipe, and then inside of that, he put one of those fiberglass rods you use for electric fences. So it was like a laminate, and it ended up being like a 60-pound pole.
Wow.
And he was shooting, I'm getting my videos mixed up. He was shooting regular arrows. Another guy made an arrow out of those fence things. It was pretty cool.
Was that the guy from Florida?
What's that, Groove?
Was that the guy from Florida?
Oh, it might have been. It was a couple of years ago I saw that video. Yeah. It could have been.
Well, I put in the PVC bow in the YouTube.
Yep.
There are a bunch of them.
There you go.
Yep. This one kid is in his backyard, driver, and he's living in either the city or suburbia, but he's got a narrow backyard and a small backyard, and because you can see the fence.
Oh, okay, that's the one, and it's red.
I don't think so. The first one I saw, he kept it white.
40 pound.
Yeah, he kept it white, and then the last time I saw the same kid, he did one, and then he painted it camo. But he did it with the OD green and a lighter green, and he did it with that. He did like a sponge. He used a sponge doing that. But I found it amazing. What he did with the PVC, I just thought it was unreal.
Well, some of these are awesome looking, I tell you.
Oh yeah,
recurve and
yep,
man,
it's unreal.
Really awesome looking.
It really is unreal. I mean, it's
and one of them right here, man. It looks professional. I mean, some of these are great looking.
Now, I got a question for you, Ed. Can you, and then you guys can tell me what your states will allow. Like you said, he had it up to 60 pounds. Can he use that for hunting?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely.
So it doesn't matter if the weapon's homemade or not.
No, not at all. No.
Here's how to make a 60-pound PVC longbow for less than $10.
Isn't that something? It's unreal how they do this shit. But I do enjoy watching that stuff.
You get a lot of good ideas.
But I'll tell you what, and not because you're sitting there, because I told everybody about your video. I was talking to Philly about it at work, and the other guys one other guy that's into shit like that. And and I got to tell you something else too. So remind me about the burls. Remind me to tell you about burls. So I was telling him about you and Brian that you're gonna do a longbow, blah blah blah. And I goes, and they're doing it straight from selecting the trees right on up to shooting to shooting the arrows. And so I'm telling him how, you know, you guys are selecting the tree, and Brian was telling you the way to tell if it's going to be good or not if the bark goes straight and it doesn't wave.
Yep.
And one of the guys looks at me, he goes, "You kidding?" I goes, "No, I'm dead serious. Watch, I'll get it on." And I showed him the video.
Yep.
And I said, "See," I go, I'm telling you." And I goes, "This isn't some guy that doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, dude." I goes, "This guy knows what the fuck he's talking about."
Well, the other thing, the next video that I want to get out tomorrow, being Saturday, it actually shows we got a 10-inch piece of ash that we split, and we're cutting it up with the fro, and you can see how straight that grain is in it. So that'll be hopefully this week tomorrow.
Then I'll show him that.
Yeah.
And he said, obviously, you don't want to use with all the burls. Now, burls. I'm not even going to pretend to tell you what type of tree it was. Okay, I'm just not going to do it. The problem is that I didn't have my freaking phone with me or my GoPro to take a picture. Within 30 feet, okay, from the ground up, all right, I am not lying or exaggerating anything. There had to be 50 burls in this tree.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen it. I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?"
Yeah, I've seen them like that. It's crazy.
It's funny when I go hunting up in Byfield, Mass, and one spot I always go to, and there's this one tree, and it's got a burl probably, I don't know, 3 times the size of a basketball. I mean, this thing's fucking huge. It's just enormous. Problem being, it's about 30 feet, 40 feet up in the air.
That's why it's still there.
Right? So I remember the last time I was with my brother, and he texted me. He says, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm at the burl." He goes, "What?" So I told him where I was, and he says, "Meet me here. I want to show you something." So he met me where I was, and I says, "Look at that fucking thing." I said, "This fucking guy's that make." He says, "I know." And I goes, "Whew. That's one big ass salad bowl right there, just waiting to be fucking worked on."
Well, Big Al found one. He sent me a picture. It was last fall, when he was out chaga hunting. He found one that I swear to God that he couldn't get his arms around it. The thing had to have been 3 feet around, and
Wow.
I mean, you could have made a friggin' bathtub out of that thing.
Well, and you got to take that down with a chainsaw.
Well, you do, and then good luck carrying it out of the woods. The thing
Right.
probably weighed 300 pounds.
It has to all of that, right?
Christ, yeah, green like that, and it was oak.
Yeah. Yeah. Now on burls, I'm assuming everybody knows about burls, right? So is that a bad assumption on my part? On that, when you take a burl from a tree, hurting the tree.
Yes and no. Yeah, you are, but you can. If it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Like you can actually carve.
Like when
you can carve bark back into the tree.
Is it the same as when you get in chaga?
Yeah. Except for no, it isn't because chaga.
Well, no, because chaga you're leaving part of the chaga there anyway.
And it's a fungus. It's a fungus. It's not part of the tree.
It's not part of the tree.
No.
Because that is something I was thinking about going burl hunting.
If you do it right, technically you can actually carve the bark. If you have chisels, you can carve the bark back into the tree so it actually heals itself. But that's a lot of work, and no one does that. But I mean, it depends on the size of the burl. I mean, are you going to kill the tree? Probably not. It depends. You got to cut. If you cut it off right. I mean, bottom line is, I mean, I don't know. it is what it is. It's a tree. It's not a.
Yeah. No, I was just wondering, just because it's like, I mean, I can see. I was watching one of Cole Craven's videos, and he was doing his. He was using saplings like this big around, making his camp and everything, and making a shelter.
Is that Cole Craven?
Yeah, and he made the comment that he's only using what he needs. He's not, I don't cut saplings up just for. I'm using it for this, which is fine.
Yeah. Well, the problem is the problem with not a problem, but I guess it is a problem with bushcraft is back in the 40s and 50s when people really started camping and they actually bushwhacked and they actually made their beds out of pine boughs and so on and so forth.
Right.
That impact was so huge that if everyone did that, it would destroy the forest.
Right.
You can do it to some extent, depending on where you are. Like I know people that live up in Canada, they can do that all the time, and no one's ever even going to see that. They go to places where no one really is, but you can't do that in the White Mountains.
No.
You need to bring sleeping pads and sleeping bags, and you can't be cutting trees down to make lean-tos.
Right.
But it depends on the area you're in. Well, it's like down in Massachusetts. I mean, how much woods would you have like where you are?
Oh,
If people were doing bushcraft, you just can't do it.
Right. I mean, there's state parks that won't even allow you to chop any wood.
Oh, it's like that in New Hampshire. You can't cut trees in the White Mountain National Forest. You can't cut a tree down.
Oh, hell no. You can take dead wood, but you can't take.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they consider dead wood.
Well, there's a lot of them that won't even let you take out dead wood.
That's true.
And there's a lot of campsites and places won't let you bring wood in.
Yeah,
they've got to sell it to you because of the worms or the bugs or whatever that you might be.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
Do you guys now, driver? Do you guys in Groove? Do you guys have the little signs on your borders that say, like I have them here, because the two borders I always see is New Hampshire and Maine. And the two signs I see the most is it says boaters clean your boats.
Because of the zebra mussels. Yep.
Yeah, you're not bringing one, whatever into another one.
Well, the milfoil.
Yeah, and then
they have them at the lakes and at the state parks.
Yeah,
and then
they have those signs, but not when you come into the state.
Yeah, and then the wood. I can't bring. If I owned a dump truck and I wanted to be nice to working class woodsmen, okay, I can't load up a dump truck full of wood and drive it to New Hampshire and dump it on his front lawn.
Right.
No, you can't.
I can't even do it if it was kiln dried because I asked.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister lives in Vermont and my brother-in-law started doing his own deadwood. They only have like 17 acres, so it's not like they can, they're not going to live off that, so they have to buy their wood. But she buys kiln dried wood. And I asked, because it was kiln dried, if it killed all the parasites and everything else, are you allowed to take it out of state? And they're not. So, because they're on the New York border, so they can't sell it. They can't do it. It has to be in Vermont.
Yep.
But, rules are rules.
Yeah, that's a fact.
We don't have to like the rules. We just have to abide by them.
Right.
Well, it's to protect the species.
Yep. Yeah, I don't have an issue with it.
No, you got to consider it. There are, you think of what's happened, like with the population of, deer and so on and so forth, and all the fish. I mean, the hunting and fishing has come back big time in the last 20 years because of conservation.
Right.
And it's the hunters that do it. It's like everybody's. You hear the anti-hunters talking about, well, yeah, you guys are just out want to shoot everything. There wouldn't be a wild turkey in New Hampshire if it wasn't for the hunters. The anti-hunters, they didn't put those turkeys there. The hunters did through programs and through money that was raised by hunters. So,
Yep.
In a sense, the grizzly bear up in Alaska was near extinction until they started actually hunting them and putting seasons on them and charging a ridiculous amount of money. Now the grizzlies are in good health because of the hunters. So it's kind of a double-edged sword for the animal, I guess, but they have to be hunted in order to survive, which kind of doesn't make it sounds stupid, but I mean, that's the fact.
Mm-hmm.
It's a resource and they manage it.
Yeah, the feral hogs down here. Well, in so many states now, I don't know up there where you guys are if they have seasons on them. I mean, it's open season here.
We don't have any in my state.
On
You
what?
want to go shoot a hog? Go shoot a hog.
Well, yeah, but they're an invasive species down there, right?
Big time.
Yeah, we don't have them up here yet.
Now, well, you got them up on that farm up there, but
Corbin Park, yeah,
not on the farm, but you know what I mean.
Corbin Park, yeah.
They got loose or whatever. And, Driver, there used to be a TV show out about something about the hogs down, and this guy was down in Texas, and he used to have his daughter helping him and all that, and his son or whatever.
Yeah.
And they would catch him live.
Right.
Now, why live? What's the difference?
I used to know the answer to that because that was one of the reasons I asked that same question, because there are so many of them, and most of them just want them eradicated from their property. And these guys would go out and catch them. And I believe they took them to, it's been years ago now, but I did have the answer to that, but I don't really remember why, but there was a reason.
Because this guy shot one day, and the daughter got pissed. We're not here for that. They rope it like it's cattle.
Yep, have their dogs and everything else.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're on horseback, and I'm like, you kidding me right now?
Well, there's a bunch of people that hunt them with Bowie knives.
Yeah, I saw that too with dogs. Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I mean, I'd love to go hog hunting. I want to go down. I keep talking to Chad about it. I want to go down south and hunt hogs because up here it's a canned hunt, and I don't want to do that. And I've always, always wanted to go wild boar hunting, but someday we'll go.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that myself. I was just talking to Stump on the chat before we went live.
Yeah,
about doing that.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got a 444 miling just for such an occasion.
Right.
That's why I bought that gun, was to hunt wild boar with it.
I like seeing guys shooting them with a bow. I mean, that's just awesome as hell.
Yeah. There's one guy that used a handgun.
Somebody on a chat just within the last month or two said that they were coming down to Texas to go on a hog shoot.
Yeah, Brian is.
Somewhere around San Antonio.
NH Trapper is. Driver.
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay. He's going down there in September or October or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder where he is. He said he was working at 410, so I give him the invite. But yeah, that'd be. I'd love to be able to do some boar hunting. That'd be fun.
Oh
yeah. What wouldn't be fun is getting one of them some bitches up your ass or something. But
yeah, no doubt.
That hurt like all fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you can't shake them, you can't outrun them.
Right. But there wasn't too much, well, up here anyway, and down in the south that I probably wouldn't hunt. I have no desire to go to Africa and like shoot a fucking lion. I think that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, elephant, water buffalo, hippo, all those.
Frank, have a great night. Thanks for coming in. Much appreciated.
Night, Frank.
Night, Frank.
Oh, and hi, Uncle Kyle. How are you? I'm sorry. Hope all is well.
I was looking out there for a comment from Kyle.
No, I always shout him out.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I forgot. And some of them friggin' hogs are friggin' heavy too.
Oh yeah. The Russian wild boars. Oh yeah. They're huge.
Yeah. But yeah,
those are the ones that those are the ones they really need to eradicate. But they go out and they shoot the younger ones, you know. So the meat is just so much better than an old boar.
Right.
See, but my thing is that you want to eradicate them, which is fine. Listen, I'm not oh, you can't do that. But shoot all the females you can.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you get piglets you don't want to, trap them. You don't have the heart to put a bullet in a piglet's head. Fine, no big deal. Nobody's making fun of you. Trap it. Put it on a farm somewhere. Let it get bigger, then kill it.
Yeah.
Like I want to do.
Right.
I do. I do. But now she says she wants to move to the city. I'm not fucking happy about that.
Who does?
My wife. She wants to move to fucking Lowell.
Lowell.
Yeah, that's what I said. Right, what's wrong with Pelham, New Hampshire?
I thought she wanted to go down south.
She does, but for right now, I mean, that's only when the kids are old enough for me to say goodbye.
Oh, gotcha.
But I go, what's wrong with New Hampshire?
Well,
You know what she said to me?
Too cold.
No, she says, you just want to be able to carry a gun. I goes, okay, you got a valid point there. I said, however, we had a guy over here in Lowell, right? Shot his girlfriend broad daylight out in the middle of the street yesterday. Kills himself. They found him in a parking garage and somebody's in a trunk of a car.
Christ.
Some lady saw his arm hanging out of the trunk. Called the police department and said there's a dead body or a body. No, she said there's a body in a trunk. And they showed up and they go, oh, we're looking for him. Next year for my daughter's school where my wife works, 3:00 in the afternoon, they had a shootout. Not the cops either. It was just a shootout. And she says to me, she wants to know why I want to carry a fucking gun. Do you really need the answers to that question answered? I mean, really?
I would have thought that would have answered it right there.
Pretty fucking sure, right? Well, when the guy went missing last night, right? Not missing, but like, he was on the lam, so to speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go in the bedroom and I put 3 more in the fucking Mossberg.
Is it a Mossberg or a Remington you got there, Mike?
The Mossberg. Fucking asshole. Always looking to start shit.
Well, my wife used to, think it was odd that I was carrying all the time once I got my license and everything.
Yep.
And anymore, she's the one that asks when I'm walking out the door, you got this, you got your gun, you got,
Yeah, well, it's yeah. So she wants to. I don't, because I do. I want. Which doesn't make sense to me. Is she wants chickens? I goes, Lola ain't gonna let you have chickens. And friends of ours up at the camp, Ed, where I am, they just got a bunch of chickens. I'm like, great. That just means more coyotes. I said, but we'll deal with them. But I go, there's no way I'm going to be able to do a pig if you make me move the hole. So, if I move to southern New Hampshire, I can do it. Or if I stay in my town that I'm in, I can do it. I figure I just need 3/4 of an acre of land. I'm all set. Because that new law they made, I think the pen has to be 30 by 30.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, I was just looking at the clock. I got to get up in about 3.5 hours, so I'm going to jump off.
Awesome.
But anyway, nice hanging out with you guys. Hopefully.
All right, good to see you, my friend.
All right, buddy.
And I'll
Take care,
show
man.
me a picture of the turkey when you shoot it.
I will. I'll make you a stew.
All right, sounds good.
All right, buddy. We'll see you. See you guys.
Yeah, night, bud.
Careful.
Good night, brother. Gear, you dropped off. I asked you before. Oh, you're back. He said, my better half got home. Hey, no problem with that, Gear. You still have your invite, so if you want back on, you just hit your thing and you're back on. No issues with that. Obviously, duh. But yeah, I think that'll be kind of cool if I'm able to do that. I've been watching videos on it. I've been watching. I've always watched. What's his name there from Minnesota? Zach and where's Dish when I need her? Anyways, Zach and who? Zach's the son. Anyways, he's got like a little homestead out back. He's got turkey. He's got pigs. He's got chickens. He's got it all. And then I watched this other person that did it, and they did it like step by step, and they showed you how to make the automatic water feeder, water. What do you call it? Out of PVC and all that. So that was kind of cool. And he said the reason why he made it, he obviously made it. He obviously got it. Somebody told him about it, but he said it was said to him that when you leave, let's say you have a steel tub out there for water for them or what have you, all they do is they roll in it, tip it over, and then they roll in the mud, and they're not drinking it. He's this way here, they're drinking it. But it was really interesting. He went through it step by step, and I liked it. Joe and Zach's channel, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm subscribed to him.
Oh, no problem. I understand, Kia. But because if I do it the other way, if I go and buy a pig from a farm, it's something to the effect of like $19 a pound or some bullshit like that. So I go buy
That's after processing and everything, or that's
I
just
go buy a
hog?
fucking. If I went and bought a fucking 250-pound pig, you know how much money that is?
Mm-hmm.
I can buy one whole and alive driver. We did it for my nephews. Actually, both my nephews' graduations. Both my brother's sons.
I would think 19 cents to 25 cents a pound.
Well, when they graduated, we bought the last one we bought was 90 pounds, I think. I think it was 90 pounds. It wasn't even that big. I don't even think it was $100.
Yeah, but then unless you did your own slaughtering, I mean,
We did. We shot it with my grandfather's 22 revolver.
I mean, my brother-in-law, he's a butcher, so I mean, no matter what you bring him, he can cut that stuff down and do everything with it just quick.
Yep, we it was in the cage, and then he kind of just rested his head on his hooves like this, and my nephew said, "Uncle Mike, can I shoot him?" I'm like, I look at my brother. He goes, "Let him shoot him." I said, "Okay." So I gave him the revolver, and I said, "Aim right here on his forehead." And holy shit, he waited a minute for the thing to relax. I swear to God, the pig just sat like this. And my nephew shot him right square in the forehead. And that was it.
Be safe, V-Borg.
V-Borg, thank you for coming in. It's always a pleasure to see you. Thanks, V.
Night, V.
But and then my sister-in-law makes whatever out of the intestines and all that, and that was smells while she's making it, but then it tastes good when she's done. You want to gag like a son of a bitch while she's making it, though. Oh, my brother's like, "Don't go in there." I'm like, "All right, I won't." Yeah, so we shaved it. Here's what we didn't do, though. We boiled the water, but what we didn't do is because we didn't have a tub or anything like that big enough. So we couldn't submerge it. So what we did was we put them on an old picnic table, and the picnic table was like covered with like a piece of vinyl almost, and we just dumped the hot scalding water on them, soaked them all up, and then shaved them. Once it was coming off easy to pull, we just started shaving it. The videos I saw, people submerge them.
I just know growing up, my old man, every year, he'd go down and buy a cow and buy a hog at the auction house and go have it, pay to have it butchered and rent a locker at the place because there's no way, we had a freezer, but it wouldn't hold all of it. So, but it lasts us the whole year,
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it is with a cow, but I know the videos I've watched about the pigs. They say you get 70% of the weight in meat. So I'm no mathematician, but if you have a pig that weighs 300 pounds, 70% of 300 is what, 210?
Yep, right at it.
So you're getting 210 pounds of fucking pork. That's a lot of fucking pork.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking pork. Good night, Steven.
Good night, Steve.
That's I can only now I don't know what the ratio is for cow or steer, whatever you're gonna kill, but I don't know what that ratio is.
Probably pretty close to the same. I mean,
I can only assume it is, right?
You're
I
the
mean,
deer. You're a deer hunter. How much does a deer?
well, it varies really. That's because it varies on the fucking butcher. No, it really does, though. It varies.
Varies on the weight, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's so. All right, so like my deer was 130 dressed. Okay. So I'm getting that's almost half. So I was supposed to like hear me out. I was supposed to get 65, 60 pounds of meat out of it. But I think I got fucked. But that's what I was told.
But I would have thought with a hog you'd probably get less because I mean you're going to be taking out a lot of fat.
Yeah. But then you're gonna so here's the thing about the pig, right? So you shoot a pig, like you were just saying, your dad went out and got the pig in the cow, right?
Right.
There's not much fat on a cow, right?
Nope.
But here's the thing: you're making your hamburger out of that, right?
Right.
You ground beef out of that.
With the fat and your trimmings.
You have to add fat to that. But here's the thing: you kill your pig, you take some of the fat from the pig, and now you have, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe that's why it originally was called hamburger rather than beef burger, huh?
Maybe, you never know. But well, think about it though. You can, and I know other people I've seen with the pigs. What are they called? Crackling.
Yeah.
I don't know what the.
Yeah,
crackling.
Is that the skin of the pig?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they make your. I can't even think of the name of it. I just got through eating the pork skin.
Yeah, hog crackling.
Yep.
But it crackling is real small and it's hard as can be till you drop it in the boiling fat, and then it bubbles.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just pig skin.
Yeah.
See, that's cool.
I remember when I was a kid, I got family down in Kentucky, and they had a big old pot outside, and they built like a fire around it, and they cooking hog crackling in it. Turned out pretty good.
It is kind of cool though, to see how different people do, whether it's butchering, whether it's how to raise them, to butcher them. You know what I mean?
Well, hogs have gotten, actually, I mean, not the wild hog, but I mean the processed.
Yep.
From the slaughterhouses and all that are so clean compared to what they used to be.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, my brother-in-law is a butcher, and the way that pigs used to be, I mean, you fed them the slop and everything else.
Right.
And when he'd go to butcher them, I mean, he said, when you raking the knife down or whatever, you might, you come across some big cyst or something that just, they're nasty. All kinds of worms or parasites that are in the fat to get through the skin and all that. But nowadays, he says that they're just as clean as anything else, and that it used to be you had to cook your pork thoroughly,
right?
And now it's so clean that even a lot of the chefs and stuff are cooking them not well done anymore. I mean, they're leaving up some pink and stuff because they're so clean anymore. But,
like my sister knew people that had pigs, and
that's why I wanted to ask Woodman about his bear, because it's my understanding that bear have the parasites and everything in it, also that it's got to be cooked well.
Well, I'll tell you, I only had the ground out of it. Actually, I don't even think it was his bear. It was Brian's. It was really good.
You can't cook it. I mean, you said burgers or whatever from it.
Yeah,
they were cooked thoroughly brown all the way through. not like a medium.
Yeah, I'd have
steak
to ask
or-
him. Right. No,
Yeah.
I know what you mean, but I'd have to ask him. And it's like anything else. You gotta. It's like deer meat. I mean, you gotta. My wife overcooked it one time, and it's like eating your boot. You might as well chew on a fucking work boot.
Right. Yeah, you're better off just lightly browning it on both sides and then have at it.
But like my sister was telling me, you can use a pill, I guess, what they used to use, I guess. I'm just saying what my sister said in their feed for that worm issue the pigs used to have or could get. And she goes, yeah, they used to give it a pill. She says, and let me tell you something. She said they would buy they'd go to Blue Seed, I think it's called, the store. And they would buy, they're pelts, but it's like 40% protein. So the thing they just swell right up, I mean, they gave it everything too. They gave it, people that had leftovers in their gardens, that was either rotten or what, they'd bring it over to them and give it to the pigs. And
Oh yeah, when I worked at a produce place driving or whatever, the hog farmers would come around and take all the the old cabbage, any of the old produce,
yep,
get rid of the breads and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Pay a penny a pound, and a lot of it was still, I mean, very good to eat still, but they couldn't deliver it to grocery stores or anything because it was already ripe and ready to eat. Where when you delivered them, they had to be still too firm and all that kind of stuff,
Right. Like my wife, she buys bananas greener than grass.
Yep, they've just right after they've been gassed,
Yeah.
Bananas won't turn yellow until they've been gassed.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
But I thought they're bitter right off the vine and on the tree, right?
Well, like I said, all I know is they'll rot green until they get gassed.
Yeah.
Produce house, they had big banks, doors that were 40 feet high with all the banana boxes stacked in them. And they had to be gassed for such a period of time, and then they'd come out, and then we could start delivering them from. Like I said, if they weren't gassed, they wouldn't change, and they just rot while they were green.
Right. Yeah, no, I just find, like I said, this YouTube is just unbelievable, and I find this shit out, and but I've always wanted, even when I was a kid, I used to say, how come we can't? Because we had a big yard, And my father had raised rabbits for that purpose. They had 2 chickens, 1 rooster, and so I always, you know what I mean?
Right.
Of course, I think back then, a lot of people did it. And as time went on, people slowly stopped doing it, except for, your rural areas, not, super rural, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Downtown suburbia on the cul-de-sac didn't have a fucking chicken coop in the backyard,
My grandparents had a dairy farm, so I mean they had mainly, the grandpa had the dairy.
Yeah.
But I mean there was chicken coop over there, and the big pen over in that area, and had a couple of peacocks running around, a couple of geese, and some ducks, and
Yep.
Still all of it was food that was out there.
Right.
They might be pets for us kids when we were running around and everything else, but I remember the first time I saw Grandma get a hold of a chicken and whop that head off, and man, that just blew me away. Being 5-6 years old and
Right.
seeing Grandma cut a head off of and then the chicken go run around in the yard without a head.
Yeah.
Give me 1 minute, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay. I remember seeing a woman get 10 chickens like in a cage, and she'd take them out one by one, and she'd whirl them around and wring their neck. And just like you said, I mean, hell, they'd run around the yard, chicken with the head cut off.
But I can't. The way chickens taste anymore, I mean, chicken doesn't taste like chicken did when I was a kid.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Because they're grown. I think they have something like 5 or 6 chicken almost per square foot or per square yard, whatever it is. I mean, they're packed in there, and so they're standing in everything. I don't know if you've ever seen going down the highway or anything, but most of them hardly even have any feathers on them anymore or anything else, because they're just they raise them fast and ship them out.
Exactly.
And the egg farms, man, they just go in there and they pump them out, and as soon as they have a certain laying period, and then as soon as they've done their time laying, then Campbell's comes in and takes them, and then they go and make their soups and everything else out of what used to be the laying hens.
Right. But what a lot of people don't understand, though, is what I found out was, even when they stop laying, if you wait a little while, they start laying again. But I mean, it's just that waiting period. But
oh well, they burn them out. I mean, they have the lights on and everything. They just burn them out.
Right.
Oh, all right. I had to grab another Mountain Dew.
But when you have the metro, or so many people anymore that aren't on farms, where you don't have your local guys that just have a few hundred head here and there. On every farm would have a couple of hundred head. Now it's massive places got thousands of head that are in pens, or so. Like I said, the taste of the meat has changed.
Well, they don't have
because they're walking in their own squalor.
Right, exactly. I remember I went to a chicken farm when I was a kid. Well, my brother dated a girl, and they were living on a chicken farm at the time, and had a big old pole barn. There was like thousands of them in the cage. I mean, shoot, they couldn't move, So.
Yep.
Right. No, it's funny too, because I don't buy my milk in the supermarkets. I get my milk out of the farm.
Yeah.
But is it raw milk, or is it still homogenized?
It's homogenized.
Because some states
to a certain extent, but the cream. Sometimes my wife will buy the cream. That's not. That comes out like fucking molasses.
Yeah.
It's thick as shit. And
oh yeah, milk separates. That's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
And see, that's why my old man would not drink skim milk or 2% or anything like that, because that's what they used to slop the hogs with.
Yeah. No, I won't. I won't eat that. I won't drink none of that shit either. I don't. Not the fucking skim milk. Fuck that. That's not even milk. It's white water.
That's what.
Exactly.
It is. It's fucking, to me, anyways. It's white water.
Oh yeah, same here. I feel the same way.
For anybody that can drink that shit, God bless you. I am not picking on you. I'm just saying what's good for me.
Right. Exactly.
And white water is not, because I remember the lean years when I was a kid. Okay, and they had the powdered milk.
Yeah.
The carnation powdered milk.
Oh, my mother used to try to sneak that in on us.
And let me tell you something.
Been there.
Yeah, my turn here. Be right back.
Okay.
It wasn't pleasant,
No, not at all. You could definitely tell the difference.
but you had to do what you had to do, you know. And my parents did what they could do. And I'll tell you what, I look at this way. I think I'm a better person for it, because they gave us a place up north. You know, I'd never starved. I wasn't malnutrition. I wasn't, you know, suffering from malnutrition. I ate 3 squares. I had my snacks. You know, did all that shit just like every other kid. It's just, but I till this day I won't. Like I'll go to people's houses and they say, "How do you have your coffee?" And I go, and I say it specifically. I says, couple of 3 sugars and cream. I don't have cream. I have milk. Is 2% milk good? I says, I'll have it black. You know.
Now I can drink 2%, but I can't drink skim.
I can't drink none of it. Evaporated milk and raisin bran. Right on, Gear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when I just, so, not that, you know, I don't want to become a farmer or anything, but I don't know. I just, like I said, I've always wanted to do it. And then the advent of the YouTube and all that is just that want became into a need. I really need, you know what I mean?
Right.
I just really need to do it. And I think, you know, by watching all the videos I have a good idea on what I'm going to do and how I'm going to feed them and all that.
Right.
I even did ask a guy. I watched some guy's video. I'm not subscribed to him or nothing, but I watched a couple of his videos, and I asked him. I said, I noticed, you know, in your video you have children, small children. I said, how, you know, how are they with it? And I explained to him about my oldest daughter, you know, and her fears of you know. I told her, you don't name it, that's food. You want to name it lunch and dinner. If I have 2 pigs, name one lunch and one dinner. I said, but
yeah, one pork chop, one bacon.
Right. And he said, that's pretty much what I told her. He said, because he has 4 kids. He says there was one that didn't like it and one that wanted to name it and all that. And he kept telling the little one, you know, this is food, this is food, this is food, this is food. And, you know, he said it came time to slaughter. And, you know, I told the wife what day I was going to do it. And so she took the little one that, you know, didn't want to see it be part of it. You know, she took the little one away. And he was okay once, I guess, you know, he couldn't see it. He didn't know it, you know. But I don't know. I was talking with a gentleman, a friend of my dad's, and he's got chickens, and he was saying how he bought them from Harbor Freight.
Tractor Supply.
Tractor Supply.
Oh, yeah.
And he would wean them off all the shit that they were feeding them because he wanted to go organic. And so he'd wean them off all that. And because he said, you know, we have about big chickens. He says, no, I don't want adult chickens. He says, I want chicks. You know, he says, because I want to do it my way. And so he has all organic chickens in his coop. HRM weapons.
Were they free range where they can get out and actually go range?
That I don't know. I didn't get into all that with them.
Here, even the Walmart here now has free range eggs and
Really?
coop free eggs. Man, they've got like 6 or 7 different types of eggs.
Well,
And man, but now you can tell the difference in them. I mean, when you crack one open and it's just bright orange rather than getting one of the others cracking it open and it's yellow.
Right. HR Weapons says he just put together a video 90 minutes long,
Saw that.
processed it, uploaded it, and when YouTube was finished, it was wrong, and it wasn't the right format. 5 hours of post production gone. Oh,
No,
HRM, you took it hard, bro.
Man.
No, you can take it, and there's
Don't delete it. Right. Don't delete it.
Yeah. There's a program or whatever where you can change formats.
Yep. What is the name of it now, though? Because who was telling me they couldn't format? Was it format they couldn't do?
But
Shit,
you can download a program on your computer for free, more than likely, from Windows.
Yeah, I wouldn't delete that just yet, HRM. And the other thing about getting back to the pigs, you guys been around them. You guys know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe don't. Maybe I'm just finding this shit out. It's been said, not just to get one pig. Everybody that all the videos I've watched and people I've asked questions to, and I tell them my thing. I said I don't, and they say then just get two. He says don't get one, get two.
Get 2 or 3, whatever, but make sure that they are
sure
the
it's more
same
than
size.
Right, and he said that. Make sure that they're the same size, and he also said something about they're different when they're by themselves than they are if they have somebody else.
I don't doubt that a bit.
So,
but to me, the most important thing is if you have more than one, make sure they're the same size. Otherwise, the big one will end up killing the smaller one.
all right.
I mean, they will fight.
Yep.
And unless they are really trained, from a piglet, you don't ever fall down by one because they will attack you.
Really?
If you get down below their level, they will come at you.
Oh yeah.
As long as you're towering over them, they're fine. But if you trip and fall, they'll be on you.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. That's just my mother had scars all over her from when she tripped and fell as a kid, and the pigs just.
Well, I'll have to carry a knife with me because the first motherfucker that bites me is going to get stabbed right away.
Yeah.
But heck, I've got a big old cashew scar on the side of my head from a damn rooster too, from going out and getting eggs from the grandma's house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, rooster didn't like that a bit. And I tell you, those spurs, they're there for a reason, and they will rip skin.
Yeah.
Fuck, that sounds like it hurts.
Yeah, especially when I was a kid and wore a burr all the time. Well, that big old cashew scar showed up all the time.
Yep. Thing I saw when the guys were processing their pig, well, a couple of different ways. Well, most of them shot it, and then stuck it in the throat. Opened up the throat. Which I thought that was,
With any animal, you basically want to slash their throat, or to let them bleed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want the blood warming the meat. I get all that. This other guy, he had this. I don't know. It was like this long, this tall, I should say, right? This big around. And he used it like a rivet gun or some type of, but it was a gun. And
kill him.
And yeah, right in the boom.
I've seen those, yeah.
It didn't have a trigger. It just
Right.
you'd hold it, and once you compress down on it, the I don't know what it was used as a projectile. They didn't see the projectile. They didn't see. He didn't break all that down. You know what I mean? But
It's just got another rod on the inside of it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
It
hammer.
comes through and penetrates the skull. It just boom.
oh, really?
Yeah. Sort of like a pneumatic.
Kind of like an old stiletto, right?
Yeah, I didn't know. It looked.
I mean, in a sense, I mean, it just came right on out and popped.
It looked kind of weird. I mean, it
Yeah.
did the job. Don't misunderstand me.
Right.
It did the job well too.
Matter of fact, there was some movie somewhere that the guy was using those to kill folks with.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, because it don't make a sound. It's just.
Well,
But they for the longest time through the movie, they couldn't figure out what it was that they were using to kill, and it was one of those. I can't remember. It's been too many years ago. Some horror flick, of course.
well,
Now you got me thinking which one it was.
yeah, I don't remember it. I'd watch it.
You know. But one of these days, I'll do all that stuff. Hopefully sooner than later.
So what you're planning on or what you're thinking about is homesteading, right?
What's that?
What you're thinking about is homesteading, right? I mean, like raising.
Well, maybe not to a degree that's, I mean, I'd love to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to homestead.
If you get 1 acre, Mike, no, I'm surprised how big 1 acre actually is. I mean, you can do a lot with 1 acre.
75 by 150.
Yeah.
1 acre. 75 feet long, 150 deep. No, I know. I mean, I know I can obviously do a garden, chickens, all that.
Mhm.
I can build, or I have it built, I should say, if I couldn't do it.
Now, I'm sure it's
Like,
different
I
for
was
each
impressed.
state and everything, city ordinances and all that kind of stuff.
See, that's the whole thing. I got to put up with all that.
Because like here in the Dallas County, if you're in one of the what little rural areas there are left, like to have a horse, you've got to have, I think it's a quarter of an acre for up to 3 horses or something like that.
No, we have all the signs around. Every time you enter our town, it says Drake-it is a farming community. Now, I don't know if that means I have to have 400 acres of land.
No, probably not. But you can have chickens in your yard.
Right. Well, we have, like I said before, we have a guy behind us that has chickens, but 1 rooster.
Yeah. Now here in this area, they what was it, 3 or 4 years ago, they finally passed it where the roosters can't be in the city limits or something like that because of the
they did it here too.
Neighbors.
Yeah.
They did it here too, but you know what? I could care less.
All right.
It makes me believe I'm up north. And it doesn't bother me because he said he keeps about 5 meat chickens, and the rest are all egg layers. And he keeps one rooster. He had a rooster before, but it was actually killing some of his meat chickens. So he said, yeah, I'm not going to have any of that. So he goes, I corner them all off. I get them all back in the thing except for him. Now he's all by himself out in this pen. And it's got a top on it and everything, So he ain't going nowhere. And he waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. He says, the son of a bitch finally turned around on me. He looked away. He was walking away. And he says, all he did was he made a noose out of clothesline. Not like an old hangman's noose, but just a regular Slipknot. Is that what they call it? Slipknot.
Yeah, right.
And got it around his head and just. He says, I'll have none of that. Because I guess he shot. One night he shot I don't know, it was a fox or a coyote, one or the other. But he shot it with a 22. And the lady that behind him that doesn't like him called the police department on him. And thankfully, the cop at the police department was awesome, because you're not supposed to fire unless you're hunting. Strict rules on all that bullshit,
Yeah, I was having some possum problems when I was living at another place, and they kept getting in underneath, and even come up and be hitting the heater vents, and you could hear them walking through and everything. So I found out where they were coming and going and everything else, and I told the neighbors all around. I said, well, if you hear just one or two shots during the nighttime, don't freak, because I'm about ready to take care of some possums. And one night I did, and not a single person. I went in to listen to the scanner. Nobody gave a call. Nobody did nothing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But like I said, when we shot the pig with the 22, my brother had one of those, those guns for the concrete.
Yeah.
That's all that is 22 too.
Yeah.
He says, anybody calls, I'm using this.
Yeah, well, I didn't use it. I used
Yeah, right. But yeah, I guess this guy, he shot it with his 22. And
good night, HRM.
hey, HRM, thanks for coming in, bro. Always a pleasure.
Night.
It's a shame though that people are like that.
Yeah.
It's really a shame. All right, it's getting late, guys. It's almost 1.
Wow, it is, isn't it?
And unfortunately, I gotta get up at like 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I can't sleep in like I want to, because I gotta go to that wake and funeral. Wake and a funeral on the same day.
Oh.
I want to thank everybody that came in on the panel tonight. Even those that didn't, Stevie. Hopefully Stump got his power back, and then, hopefully he'll get it back if he hasn't, so all the food don't go to waste.
Right.
We all know that sucks. So we're gonna get out of here. Thanks, Ronnie, much appreciated. We're gonna get out of here, and we'll see you all. We'll see you all next week, and enjoy the weekend. And by the way, to all you mothers out there,
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. All right, enjoy. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Everyone take care. Have a good night.